Hello and welcome back to Onderheim Zoo. I hope you all have had a fantastic week. Today we are going to be expanding out this direction and putting in our first, they're not called rides here, are they? They're called, I forget. Yeah, I guess transport rides. I'm going to put our first transport ride in here and we're going to be doing a fun little safari drive-through situation going on. But first of all, I figured it would probably be a good idea to do another little animal update. So obviously our exhibit animals are, doing, oh god, are they? Okay, no, there's not too many. Exhibit animals, kind of same old, nothing too exciting there. But I think some of our meerkats grew up, which is super fun. I think I'm gonna leave them. Yeah, all of our babies grew up. I need to make sure I know who's who going on here. Did all of them? Yeah, all of them grew up, all four of these guys. I think I'm going to leave them. I need to double check. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they like being in really large groups. So I'm just going to leave the babies in here, but I am going to... Do I need to put them? I don't think I need to give them birth control either because... I think only the alpha female is able to reproduce, right? And that is... Who is that again? Is that Melodoma? Yeah, that's her. So let's just double check. So yeah, so she's the alpha female, and she has a mate already, so I think that just kind of, like, if I go to her, she is unable to have mates because she's a beta animal. So I'm not too worried about that. For now, I don't think anybody else can breed, so that's good. And look at this! We got our baby rhinoceros! And it's a little dark now, but look at him! I actually don't know if it's a he or a she. Who is it? It's a she, look at her! She's so cute! I can't believe how tiny she is compared to her parents. I love that. I love that tiny little horn on their front too. It's so good. I think, yeah. It'll obviously take her, I think, a while to age up. Those big animals, I think, take a little bit longer. But yeah, super cute. She's here. And we also do have baby penguins. I think we have quite a few baby penguins. How many do we have? Yeah, we've got lots of baby penguins. I think a couple of our penguins ended up having babies. So that's super fun. Look at her. She's so cute. I love how fuzzy they are. I had to edit the habitat a little bit just to allow these guys to wander around because they can't swim. And it turned out that they had to actually swim from over here to over here. So I just kind of like expanded the rocks a bit so they can walk through here now, which is good. That way, they can actually get to either side and get to the food. I'm not sure if they eat on their own or if their parents feed them actually. I don't know exactly how in-depth those interactions are. I should keep an eye on it, see if I can see it. But our penguin colony is certainly getting nice and big now, which is super fun. If we do decide to keep the baby penguins, so they can also have a ton of penguins. So I think what I'm going to do is I will probably put contraceptives on all the babies, so that we don't have too many breeding pairs in the habitat, but I don't mind filling this up with as many penguins as will comfortably fit in here. So that's good. Oh, it looks like we need to update their toy enrichment. Let's see what else we have for toy enrichment for penguins. African penguin. Okay, yeah, we've got quite a few. So which ones do they not currently like? They don't like the curio. Oh, the curio ball is just not enough for them anymore. And they also don't really like it. But we have a whole bunch here. Rubber duck. That's cute. I like that. Let's put a rubber duck over here maybe. And we can do... Oh, actually, okay, let's get rid of the curio ball because that way we can maybe bring it back later. Is that one rubber duck still enough, though? I don't really want to overdo it on the enrichment just because they get bored of them on this game mode. And then you can't use them again for a while. So there, that should be good. Bubble machine, rubber duck. So fun. They've got such fun toys that they play with. So interesting. Yeah, I can't really put them on contraceptives from here, so I'll do that on a different screen. But yeah, and then of course our fennec foxes. I don't think anybody's bred or anything yet because it has not been very long. But, like, holy, these chain link fences. These chain link fences do not last very long. Like, look at that. They're all broken up as well. I thought they were, like, I really like them because they're a bit more, I don't know, they're less of an eyesore. Like, they don't really block your line of sight, so I feel like they work really well. In a, a place like this where we want to just have an open concept. But, yeah, it's not really, they're not really holding up very well. Let's take a look at who we have in here. So, can we do grade 3 yet? Not yet. Malik, have you found a mate yet? No, nobody's bonded yet. Which is fine, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, okay, no, wait. Okay, they can't have mates because they're beta animals. So who is our alpha? I don't know if this was an alpha male or an alpha female. Yeah, it must be an alpha female society. Is it Fatima? Yeah, okay, so Fatima's our alpha female as well. And she's not bonded with a mate yet, so I guess she will find a mate. And she'll be the only one who actually has babies, probably. I guess they work very similar to the African penguin, which is kind of cool. So, or not the penguin, the, what was I just thinking of? Works very similar to the meerkats. They work very similar to the meerkats. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for updates on what's been going on in the zoo. I think our staff is still going well. I keep on checking the animal welfare, too. I want to keep us as high as possible. Unfortunately, the meerkats and the fennec foxes are getting a little bit stressed. Which is too bad. The baby penguins also, their nutrition is down, but I think that's just because they were unable to get to their food bowl previously. So that should go back up. But yeah, the fennec foxes and the meerkats have been getting a little bit stressed, which is too bad. Oh, and it actually looks like I need to update the meerkat enrichment as well. So, I don't know why their habitat is down. Anyway, I want to try to keep them at as close to 100% as possible, but, if they're a little bit afraid of people, it's kind of hard to keep that up. I did add this bridge in too. I know I mentioned I was going to do it. I did it. Just so that the foxes have an easier time. I was hoping it would help a bit with stress. So, if they're over here eating and they really want to get to this shelter, they can do it faster than swimming. But they do still really like to swim. They swim quite a bit. So that's fine, I think. They like the water, so that's good. It's just kind of a quicker way for them to get across if they need to, because they do run very fast. Why are our penguins also low welfare? Oh, and my penguins are getting stressed too. Oh no. I might need to add more shelter for them, maybe like a shelter on either side, so that they can hide wherever they are if they're starting to get a little bit stressed out. I could probably just open up underneath here, and that will be a good enough shelter for them. So I'll probably do that quickly off camera as well. I don't know, stress always just it always throws me off, and it doesn't really matter how many of those quiet signs that I put in, it still doesn't really make it go away. It definitely helps a little bit, but it doesn't make it go away. So I need to take that into consideration more maybe when I'm making the habitats, but that's okay. And also for challenges, we need to release some animals to the wild, but we'll do that when some of our animals grow up. Inspection report, we're not going to be there yet. And then the education rating for the giant tiger land snail. I don't know if, I need to add more education boards near that, or if it'll work if I, put more... I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work. If I put, other education points nearby, like these education boards. I'm not totally sure how that works, but we'll see if we can get there. I don't know. I'm not very good at education. I guess we could can you do animal talks for exhibits? I don't know. Be curious. Maybe that would be worth it. I could do animal talks for the exhibits as well. It looks like people might be gathering here for this talk. It happens in March. So yeah, they're starting to gather for the penguin talk, which is awesome. But yeah, I think that's about it. So I will dive right into speed building whatever's going to happen over here. I actually, at the current moment, I'm not entirely sure what it's going to look like yet. But I think it's going to look pretty plain. This is definitely going to be a very big shift from the speed build that happened in here last episode. But we'll play around a bunch with the animals, because we're going to get a ton of animals into here. We'll have that transport ride and stuff too that we can play with. So I think that'll be super fun, and it'll just kind of be a nice little transitional piece into our more arid looking and like I guess poorer looking areas going out this way. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. Let's just get into that. All right, everyone, it's safari time. So right off the bat, I don't know if you'll notice it quite yet, but there are just ignore those. I've already flattened them after doing this build. I tried really hard. I wanted to make essentially like the background come closer. So those like really nice big mountains you see in the background of this map, I thought, okay, well, what if we just made those like look like they're closer, right? Like this can back up onto those mountains and yada yada. But it just didn't work out. I don't know. I mean, terrain isn't my strongest suit, but also the colors, like the paint colors that are in those mountains in the background, they don't actually exist. Like I can't paint my own terrain those colors. So it just really didn't work out like at all. And I don't like how they look. I'm not even looking for feedback on how they look at this point. I flattened them. It was such a waste of money. But luckily this zoo is very successful so far, and we're not really worried about money. So yeah, it hasn't been a big deal. But yeah, that was just a lot of time and money spent on something that we're not keeping because I hate it. I can't stand it at all. So essentially you'll see once we go into the real-time part again, we're just looking at the big vast, like, you know, kind of chain link fence out in the background that you can't really see very well. So that it just sort of looks like they're roaming free. Those mountains just, they don't work out. But yeah, so I wanted to make this area essentially just like a nice little building guests could come to, have, you know, a quick food and drink. But mostly it's like the station. It's meant to be mostly look like a station for our little safari ride here. And this habitat itself is split into two, so we only finish one half of the habitat in this speed build in this episode. I think we'll do the other one next episode. But this first one is going to be for all of our kind of prey animals, I guess would be the best way to put it. And then what we're going to do for the other half, where they're kind of blocked off, but the ride will go all the way through both, is that other one we're going to do our predators. So I don't know exactly who I'm going to put in there yet, what animals, or which ones really go together. Like I think I can put in a few different like big cats together in a habitat, but I don't know for sure. So I'm going to experiment with that a little bit before next episode just to see what I can put together. And the way that I like to do that, I have a sandbox zoo that's like just for testing essentially. So sometimes I test builds, but a lot of time I test habitats. So I'm just going to put together a habitat with a bunch of the like different, you know, animals that I want to put together and see whether or not the game complains about it. Because, you know, if, you know, some animals end up fighting, it'll tell you. And I'd rather do that in a sandbox that I don't really care about than in our actual zoo. So I will look into that a little bit as well. But yeah, in terms of this building, you can see I'm playing with these roof pieces a little bit. I actually really like these roof pieces. I think they're kind of cool. I like how you can make all the different corners and stuff with them. I had to play around with it a little bit to really get like how they all fit together, but I do really like it. And I'm going mostly for kind of the same style as the island, but just with less blue. So we're kind of like, it's again a little bit of a transitional area. So, you know, you can see the same sort of style going on here, but it's not as bright, it's not as colorful. We're like transitioning into the more kind of plain, I guess that plain isn't really a good word, but the more neutral colors, the more like just like regular sandstone sort of buildings that we're going to do going forward in the next section of this zoo. But for now, yeah, the inside of this little train station, obviously we have some food, we have some benches for people to hang out on. I finally used these cute little North African benches here, which I really like them. I just don't really know, they take up a lot of space. I don't use a lot of the benches that have like canopies over them for some reason. But yeah, here I'm just copying essentially the the little lattice thing that I did over on the island as well. So that kind of, you know, just tying everything together I think works really well. And a little bit of these plants too. We'll see. At first, you can see I kind of messed with the terrain there a little bit. I was thinking about making this a little water feature, but I just couldn't figure out I didn't want to spend more time to figure out how to put water in there and make it actually work. I think because I already put the paths in, it just wasn't really cooperating with me, so just went their little one of those gardens. We have a few of those, and I think they just add a lot to the space in general to have the gardens. And these tile pieces, those were in the first area, essentially just copying those over as well. And onto, I think at this point, well, we're doing the habitat barrier, but then I think we're going to be building up on the safari ride itself, and I like how it turned out. I think it's, I guess in terms of these barriers, first of all, I am going to change these all. It's all going to be chain link. It's going to be nice and square. You'll see afterwards, because it just, it wasn't working out. But this kind of, the barriers, again, we'll kind of go over it a bit in the real-time part, but the animals have access to part of the water area on this side as well, which is kind of cool. But there's a lot of, I don't know, it's interesting. I'm again kind of like, I don't know if I want the guests to like stand on that bridge and like clog it and look at the animals, but maybe we'll take a look at that after the build as well and see if there might be an easy solution for it. I don't know. Maybe we'll just let them crowd the bridge. It's hard to say. But yeah, sexual train ride. Obviously, it kind of, you could kind of see me struggling a little bit there, but it was a little bit weird to get everything connected to the actual like doors, because for some reason they wanted to like kind of go underground and it wasn't really working, but you know, we got there eventually. And I like how the actual ride sort of turns out. I'm really excited to ride it and see what it looks like with all the animals in there. It's not too long, but I think it's going to be kind of slow, right? Because you don't really want to hit the animals. You're going to have to wait if they're like in the middle of the track and all of that. It kind of also is a little bit hidden under the ground a little bit there too, which is kind of cool. So it looks like you're just driving on the sand, which is super fun. But yeah, and here I just wanted to make the, foliage it up a little bit, not too much. It's obviously still a desert, but I don't know how to decorate things without plants. And of course our animals actually wanted grassland, because these are more, the safari animals are grassland animals. They're not necessarily, they're not desert animals, pretty much any of them, I think. All of these guys are grassland, so we got a little bit of green in there too, which I think looks kind of nice. I sort of wish the desert grass was more yellow, but it's fine. I think it looks fine. And then here, of course, we're just playing with some buildings. So I'm going to build 2 shelters. This one here is going to be like it's not a dome, but like a round building, which we haven't done any round buildings yet in this zoo, but we did a lot of round buildings in our last zoo. So this is just kind of a reminder to me of why, it's not very fun to build round buildings. But if you ever do want to build a round building, this is how I suggest doing it. You just make, essentially do the whole roof across from one piece to another, and then make that in a building, and then you rotate it, and essentially all these different ones that I'm rotating here are all technically different buildings. And in terms of getting like it all perfectly lined up like that, there might be some sort of math to it in terms of how far you pulled them away, but I usually just experiment. You pull them away, rotate them. If they're not far enough away, then they're not going to match up perfectly when you rotate them around. So I just sort of experiment with that a little bit. But yeah, then over here I wanted to do another one that was taller. So this one was specifically, I was thinking of the giraffes, because I don't think they fit into the other one. So I wanted to build one where it was tall enough for them to go inside and get some shelter as well, and a little bit of basically just be able to hide from the guests. I'm not sure how stressed out these animals are going to be. We're already having a lot of issues with animal stress in this zoo and with a lot of our other animals. So I'm hoping that these shelters are good enough for them, but I might need to build a few more too, if it turns out that, our animals just end up being way too stressed out about the ride that's going through their habitat, which I don't blame them. It is what it is. This is their home. If they don't want a car driving through it, they should have some places where they can go and hide a little bit as well. But yeah, I'm hoping these animals will be okay with everything. And of course, I will also introduce you to all of the new animals that we have put in this habitat in the real-time part as well, because if I'm being totally honest, off the top of my head right now, I don't even remember what all the animals are we put in here. But that's pretty much it for this build. It was a quick, quick safari habitat with just a couple buildings, and that's pretty much it. So let's just jump right back into it. All right, and the safari habitat is, or at least this half of the safari habitat, is officially done for now. So, yeah, the other thing that I did is I did end up blocking off the view from here for the fennec foxes, just because they kept getting way too, stressed out. So far, I actually think this has kind of been working. I don't see them... Okay, well, there they are, stressed again. But... yeah, I'm hoping this will help at least a little bit, because apparently they really don't like guests, and I don't really know what else to do for them. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm kind of like I put up all these security signs. They've got, lots of shelter, I would think, but maybe I need more shelter for them. I'm not totally sure. Let me know if you have any suggestions for that. But oh boy, who's having a hard time? Oh, a keeper? The heck, why are you way over there? What is happening? Oh no, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not totally sure what's going on with that box. I apparently can't move it. So I might try restarting when I restart the game, see if that fixes it. But in the meantime, I think it's probably going to be fine over there. Oh, no, it's still... Okay, well, maybe she'll be fine for a minute. Oh, it's annoying. Okay, anyway. This habitat has been a lot, but I want to start off, let's take the safari tour. The safari's in here now, so let's give it a ride. Okay, here we are off. So yeah, so you can see I've hidden all the tracks, so it kind of looks like we're just driving on the dirt. It's actually a pretty fast ride. I wonder if it needs to, well, I guess it's fine going this fast. It's a little laggy. I'm gonna have to do something about that as well. But anyway, nothing too exciting over here, but I think I'll just recut it once we get through the other empty habitat and we're facing the other way where all the animals are. Okay, here we go. So we are back in this habitat now, and let's see who we can spot from here. Doesn't look like anybody's swimming. Oh, we can see giraffes are going for a drink. Oh, here's some... Oh yeah, you can see him way out in the distance there too. I like the chain link fence. I find it it kind of looks like it's not even there from here. You can kind of see it, but not too bad. Oh, ostrich running by. How fun. Oh, look at all the baby ostriches. Okay, we're going to take a closer look at them in a minute here. But there's a whole bunch of babies over there. I think those are sleeping ostriches. I can't quite tell from here. Maybe those are the wildebeests. Let's see, who else is over here? Oh, there's somebody coming up there. Is that it? It's a warthog. There's one of our warthogs hanging out. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, it's kind of cool from here. You can see a lot of the stuff sort of hidden by this hill a little bit, but that's okay. That way it doesn't look quite so flat and boring over here. Oh, there goes I keep getting the buffaloes and the wildebeests mixed up, but I think that one's a wildebeest. I think the buffaloes don't have those crazy horns, but I could be backwards on that one. Oh, there's a zebra up on the hill there. Very cool. I might have to, or I don't know, maybe I'll look into flattening that hill a little bit so you can see them better. But there are some guys running around there, and that's pretty much it. But I think the people are really enjoying the ride. Let's, grab a couple of these guys who come off, out of this ride and see what they're thinking. Awful to attract protesters. Yeah, we're having some issues with protesters and stuff, but I think we should be able to. So essentially, my problem with this habitat, I think since it's so big, the animals are having a hard time getting fed, but I added a lot more keepers, so I'm really hoping that they can kind of keep up with feeding these guys. Sorry, there's just a lot of lag going on right now. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping they can keep up with feeding them so that they don't get starving in between every time. I think I have 5 keepers on this habitat now, maybe even 6. So yeah, that's what we're hoping for. But I guess we will have to wait and see how that goes. Oh, I missed checking out what these guys thought of the ride. Okay, let's see what these guys thought of the ride. So I thought it was fun. I mean, to cool the wildebeest down. Scorching. More safari habitat. Did they get a bulk discount or something? Oh no, they thought it was too long. Oh no. Okay, well, I know that I think I do need to put quite a few more coolers in here because I think everybody is feeling a little bit warm, or they were. It wasn't quite good enough for keeping them like properly cool, but I do have quite a few coolers in here anyway. Well, let's see what reward we got. Oh, guest numbers. We hit that weird random number, 2950. I don't know why that's a number and not just 3000, but you know, it is what it is. What are you doing, boxed up? Oh, there's something messed up with our destinations because usually I should be able to set a destination here, but for some reason it's not letting me do anything with that. So, but I need to fix that one and I need to fix this one. I should be able to do that. I'll just do it off camera. I think if I restart the game, it'll probably help that and the leg situation a bit. That's usually what I do. But yeah, I think I just don't want to come back to recording again. So let's just go really quickly through everybody who we have in this habitat. So we've got our Thompson's gazelle. And yeah, I think, yeah, she's pregnant. I don't think we've had any babies from them yet. But it looks like we do have a springbok baby over here. Look how cute he is. Let's see, can I take a look? Oh yes, look at him. Or her? Was it a him or her? I can't remember. With the little tiny horns, or her. Yeah, so cute. I love that. So we've got lots of springbok. We've got some giraffes here. I don't know if we've had any giraffe babies just yet. She's due for an offspring, but I don't know if we've had any babies. Let's see, is anybody in here? Oh yes, this is one of our wildebeests. Oops, my bad. We definitely have had wildebeest babies though. Where are they? I know you are here somewhere. Oh, who's this little guy? Oh, that's a warthog. Oh, it's a warthog baby. Oh, look at him. Or them. I, again, did not pay attention to whether or not it was a male or a female. Oh, so cute. I don't know why we're following behind it, but yeah, I love that. Her, again, it's a she. Little warthog baby, that's cute. We've of course got the African buffalo here as well. Yeah, I was right. So the wildebeests have the really cool horns, and the African buffalo have more like traditional buffalo-like horns. I wonder if they've made any babies. Our zebras, oh, she's due to have a baby sometime pretty soon here too, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm excited for this habitat to just kind of fill up with animals. We'll probably need to, you know, this sort of habitat really makes me wish we could have multiple habitat gates. I don't know what it is with this game and like why exactly we're specifically not allowed to have multiple gates, because how great would it be to like have another, you know, gate maybe over here somewhere, or, you know, even up here. We could have a little staff area in here so that they could, you know, feed them closer to here as well without having to walk all the way across the habitat. Because I think it would help them out quite a bit to, you know, just have the food more spread out. Because I think what's happening is they're getting kind of hungry, but they're way over here and it takes them a while to get all the way back over here. So, I mean, maybe I just did this too excessive, but I'm expecting all these guys to have babies, and I think it's going to be like, it makes more sense to have them, you know, have more space, right? But, oh god, what are these guys doing? They're not fighting, are they? Oh, no. No, I don't think they're fighting. Okay. Are they both males? What's happening here? They are both males. Huh. Maybe they're just, like, trying to establish who's going to be the alpha of the group? I'm not entirely sure what the difference is here. I love these little baby ostriches, though. We're getting a lot of baby ostriches. And we have, this is an albino ostrich, obviously, as well. So we're going to get a little bit of a mixture between them, which is fun. And did I cover everybody? The African buffalo, the wildebeest, zebras, springbok, Thompson's gazelle. Did we see any of the gazelles? We do have gazelles in here as well. I might have just mixed them up with the springbok, though, because this is a... Oh, we also have sable antelopes. So the antelopes, the gazelles, and the springboks. We have all 3 in here as well. Who's this? Oh, that's just it's a wildebeest. We've already seen them. But yeah, so it's going to be a really fun. I'm really excited for this habitat. I'm excited for it to fill up. We're going to get a ton of babies, and I need to go through and make sure that I know which ones I put in here first so we don't get too many crazy breeding pairs going on either. Who's this? Oh, this is a little baby gazelle. I love them so much. I think the babies of these guys are so cute. Oh gosh, and one of our fennec foxes is about to inbreed too, so I clearly need to do a bit of animal management here, but I'm not going to make you sit through that. I think this video has probably been about a full video so far. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is, of course, the first episode coming back after taking a little bit of a break. So I'm sorry if it was. I'm hoping it didn't come off as too disjointed, but I did end up filming this like half before I went on vacation and half after because the timing just didn't really work out very well for me. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I know this habitat isn't quite as exciting as like our previous builds. We just built the huge oasis last time, and this is significantly more simple, but you know, we need this kind of transitional area. I really wanted to do this sort of traditional safari adventure ride and habitat, and they are a little bit more plain. They're meant to be, you know, just kind of a sprawling landscape for the animals to really enjoy it. So even though it's a little bit less exciting, I hope you still enjoyed it. Of course, leave me any feedback that you have, comments, etc. in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. I reply to pretty much every one of them, or at least I definitely read every single one of them. And I will talk to you in the next episode.